we were hitting on some nice strides, some organic strides that I was personally like, you know, this song is really good. I didn't get tired of the songs. My favorites kept switching, and then we you know, I'm trying to top the next one and put the puzzles together. You know, a lot of time what takes time with an album, it's not just banging out records and songs. When you're trying to say, you know, I need kind of a ballad, I need kind of like that workout shit, I need kind of like that barred out joint. What's the perfect joint for that? So, you know, you're trying to arrange the record as well. And, you know, a lot of times you have things in place and you're waiting to find or write a record that fits the proper mood and flow of the album. You don't want too many songs with singing. You don't want too many songs where you're over rapping. You want to over rap on some songs, and then you want to lay back on some songs. You want to let the band breathe, you know, which is something that was really key, because I wanted to go bar heavy on a lot of joints, but I knew I had these guys that could hold me down in terms of, you know, goddamn, Pharoahe, those a lot of damn words, and then I could give it to them, and you could kind of like on the treadmill where it's like the cool down, and you know you still going, but you cooling down. It's like that joint. I wrote a lot of the record in the gym, you know, on a stationary bike and working out. So those things came to mind as like real life, actual things. Like if you go for a run, you're like, all right, don't get too crazy in the beginning. Then once you get into your groove, you're like, come on, give me that shit. I need that adrenaline. I need that energy. And you ride that wave and ride that wave and ride that wave. And you keep going. And then you're about to be like, I'm behind my time. I'm not going to make it right now. And then you get a joint that's like push, you know, push through. And then you push through and you're like, yo, I had a good run today. And then you want to come down and bring it down and bring it down. That's like a day. That's like the sun. That's like universal tactics. So the thinking with a lot of these records is, this is the intro. Set it up. Now come in the bar. And now Pharoahe, you got to do your part here. Hold the people's attention and get them through. You're finished. They want to quit. Marcus, take it back up. Now ease it back down. The element of a lot of these songs is just like real life, universal human songwriting 101, but old school songwriting shit. Not hip hop shit necessarily, but songwriting shit. And I was like, if you accomplish this, you can listen to this song over and over again. Like, you know, like Amnesia, you pick any song, it's like, oh, I want to go for that ride again. You know what I mean? And it's okay to do, because you know, vocally, I'm trying to get excited and take you for a ride. Use my vocals. Daru is doing fills and building up tension. You know, tension is something that Lee Stone, one of the producers on the record, talks about. You know, you don't want things to be flat, you know. So I say this to answer your question, I never really got bored. So that told me that it was strength there, and we had really good songs. The issue with the wait for me was we knew we had some good stuff on our hands, but we all were like, come on, man, put the record out. You know, let's go, man, we got it. You know? And then it's like, it's never just the songs anymore. We gotta have the visuals, we gotta show people what we're doing. If people just hear this and they don't see Daru doing the cymbal shit, they're not even gonna believe that's him doing it. If they don't see Marcus doing the solo, like the way our brains are wired now, they're not even gonna believe it's real. It's like, if we didn't have these visuals, you would be like, hell no. That's a program. Nah, bro, that's them.
I grew up on listening to all different genres of music. So when it came into, this project, I was kind of aware of going somewhere else. But I think for me, the most challenging part, I would probably say is, we had really good songs. And then for me, it was like, Monch, look who we dealing with right now. You know what I'm saying? This is one of my favorite MCs of all time. And for him to put me and give me the opportunity to say, yo, I'm going to take it here and I want you to end it out. And kind of like, it's almost like a answer, call and answer. And I just got to really take it to the next level. I think for me, it wasn't that I really second guessed myself, but sitting with the songs and being in the studio and creating and, we have great chemistry. So for me, it was just like, just do it. And I think for me with this project, don't second guess yourself too much, kind of go with the flow. You know what I mean? And follow your gut instinct. So like for example, for a song like Fight, where, you're talking about everything, it's real fight. So for me, it was like, okay, it's my time to bring it home, just go with it. And that was the first take, you know what I mean? Where I just played the solo and it was just, that was it. I was like, Monch, what you think? You think I should do it again? He's like, no, I'm not doing it again. That's it, we got it. Same thing with Daru, when, he did on Code 45 and he kind of let us just go out at the end. That's one take also too, you know what I mean? So just having those experiences in the studio was really grateful. And I think with this project, it's very thought out, but at the same time, we didn't think too hard about, our parts. You know what I mean? I felt like we have such a great rapport and these are my brothers that, they would tell me if I could do something better. We pull something out of each other, you know what I mean? So I think for me, the most challenging part to answer your question was just bringing it home and just, making sure that, it fits right. Because, you can do a million takes. I can do a million guitar takes and they may all sound great, but that first take was probably the one that we should rock with. So I kind of put that in my mind. I was like, you know what? Don't think too hard about it. Just go with it. And the end result, I love everything from this album. And just the fact that, because we recorded a lot of songs too as well, but the fact that you can listen to one all the way down to the end, you have your favorite songs, but it's like taking you on a journey, on a wave, you know what I mean? And that was it for me.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad that we waited because I just believe that the more Monch heard the records, he would get ideas to be like, hey, let's add this part. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think the additions, if we had to put the record out before, we would have missed out on some of the magical moments. And there's like an interlude that happens to be, what track is that the interlude comes on?
Which one?
The little African type of interlude that we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like little magical parts, certain things that we it was after Monch listened to the different songs and he thought maybe we could add this and add that. So I feel like us waiting, we were able to get those little additions that added extra spice. Prior to us doing the project within a 4-year time span, I remember us doing some tracks together, and then some things Monch would send me, and I would have to figure. I would have to go in the studio in Nashville, and just it's a challenge when you're not in the same room and you get a job. So you're just hoping that your boss is gonna like what you did. You know what I'm saying? So I remember the 666 record. That was one of those tracks where, Monch, he didn't tell me what to do, but he told me that he wanted us to be captured. That was a Led Zeppelin? A Zeppelin?
Oh, Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath. Yeah. He just basically said, he wanted to, recreate that vibe, but still play it, add it with my vibe. So just like what Marcus was saying, you can do so many takes, but only a couple, the right take is going to, be the one, because a lot of times, even, when you get in recording sessions, it's like, as a drummer, you can do all these fills, you know what I'm saying? But, you don't want to take one in hip hop, you don't want to take away from the vocalist. So, I had to listen to Monch's cue when he told me, for this particular verse, keep it basic. And then when you go to this part, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just glad that what I was able to do, it worked out. But that was a challenge on some of the records where I had to record drums and I wasn't in the same room with Monch. That was a challenge. That was a challenge. And that's the reason why we got so many versions that people may hear and they may not hear. You know, I hope people get to hear the racist different versions because it's some, it's some heat. There's some heat. And we actually got, you know, the Palindrome didn't make the record, but it's another song that we did that's really dope that I was hoping would make the record. We hope that stuff see the light at some point.